Welcome to techCast, the podcast where technology meets curiosity, powered by Q&A Marcom. techCast, where we dive deep into the exciting world of technology, bringing you the latest trends, innovations, and thought-provoking discussions. Join us on this exciting journey as we explore the boundless possibilities of technology. Subscribe to techCast on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform and never miss an episode.
Hello, Dr. Hamad. Welcome in techCast. It's a pleasure and honor for myself to host you and to discuss the topic of the techCast of today. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Mohammad Khaled. I've been in the industry for the last 21 years. I started August 8, 2002. I've been working in the government, semi-government and private sector in various type of organizations specialized on digital transformation, cybersecurity, AI, data, cognitive technologies. The purpose of this techcast is to spread the knowledge and experience of respective persons same as you, and to let everybody knows the importance of the various topic in the digital industry. Everybody believes, and myself, I'm a big believer about podcast technologies within rapid transformation and rapid changes in our life. We need to listen more than to read, so we need to utilize the technologies and have your experience today in this techcast.
Thank you. I guess it's my turn to introduce myself. Well, first of all, let me just mention the podcast as we are as a first session in TechCast. I guess this is one of the new social media strategy that most of the tech companies are using and marketing people are using to, as you mentioned, Dr. Muhammad, to spread the knowledge and experience and just to share what we have for others. The people are not reading as much as they are listening, so I guess the podcast and to be verify with the TechCast is one of the most important show that we are engaging, and hopefully it will be completed with more serious and sessions. Thank you for introducing yourself, and I guess it's my turn.
With pleasure.
My name is Dr. Hamad Khalifa Nuami. I have been in the industry for more than 20 years as a telecommunication network expert. Most of my academia studies, I did it between United Arab Emirates as well as United States. I got my PhD from the British University in Dubai 2018, starting the journey to spread the information and the knowledge to participating in most of the cybersecurity as well as telecommunication events and workshops around the Gulf region as well as international. So being with you today, it's a pleasure, and hopefully we'll add a value to this event, and hopefully as well will be a part for the next session as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hamad. Let's highlight the importance of TechCast, the name of the this forum. We need to open conversation, to spread the knowledge, the experience from your thought for everybody in order to get it benefit. And our target is not only the professionals or let's say the experienced people, but also people who's on the stage of developing their experience and hearing, let's say, buzzwords or buzz topics in our life. So our role and a part of our social responsibility to make it crystal clear for everybody with a 360 view 360 view of the points and for the aspect itself. A very important topic we want to address it today about the 5G. People around the city or whenever you are traveling around the globe, the first thing that you see the telco provider saying is we are a 5G network
provider.
Or 5G provider.
Yes.
And so many people, they are raising about questions. What does it mean 5G? And couple of years before or 3 years before we were in the 4G, and even before we were in the 3G and the 2G from before. This development of the connectivity or the telco provider from the 2G to 5G right now. So I'm one of the person, before I became in the industry or I start in learning the telecommunications during our studies or practical experience, asking the first question asking ourselves is, even myself I'm asking, what is the 2G or does it mean 5G network right now? Let's take it from the 5G perspective. The other questions in people's minds, what the difference between 4G and 5G and why this development? Why only we are hearing it in the telco provider, where is the 5G it can be used in corporate and enterprises? What are the use cases or the implementations or the industries that this connectivity or network can be implemented? And with the expanding of this 5G network, it must be secured and protected from any cyber attack. All of those questions, everybody think about it. So let's take it point by point in order to aware about our audience about the 5G and why is it important and why it's fast and rapid developed from the 4G to 5G and what's the next.
I guess you are hammering me with all these questions. As you mentioned, let's take it step by step. Part one, you are talking about what's the difference between the 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G. As you know, the tech environment and the technology industry, we are talking about the revolutions. Industrial revolution has been long time ago one of the fastest growing industry in the world.
Correct.
Now we are talking about the tech revolutions. So talking about the information technology environment, every single minute there is a new changes, a new update, as we know. So talking about the 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, these are one of the most crucial technologies that has been used in telecommunication and network environment and information technology and ICT in general. So what does the 5G means? And what's the difference between the 5G and the previous generations? So we are talking about the features of need for speed. And this is, I guess,
it's became fast and furious.
Yes. I guess this become one of the most important elements that every single environment and industrial these days needed. We are talking about education, we are talking about the healthcare, we are talking about the industrial itself, economic, even tourism, as well as the government sector. 5G is the speed. 5G is about security. 5G is where we are heading to grow and make more successful stories. Yes, they are a huge aspects that we need to look for when we are moving from the old previous generation to the new ones. What are the consequences that behind the 5G, as you mentioned? Cybersecurity, one of the things that we need to look at. So we finished from part one in your questions, and we move to part two, the difference between the networks.
Exactly. So we need to so we understand what is the 5G network or the G networks overall. We need to understand what the differences between.
Indeed.
So now we have the speed, but we need to know the need.
Of course. So when we are talking about the needs, now there is a huge fight on the tech field between technology companies. And from what we have seen on the market these days, most of the companies who are developing the 5G technologies are fighting to get at the top of the list and to be number one ranked in the world as a 5G provider. And as you mentioned, we as an end user, whenever we go traveling or even in home, whenever we are looking at our cell phones, the 5G network should be there. We want to use our social media platform. We want to use our other applications and platform as much as others to be fast enough, secure enough. So this would add a big value for the market. And I guess most of the governments these days as being adopting artificial intelligence technology and fury.
Even the private sector, enterprises are using the AI.
Of course.
All the sectors.
This is when we say most of the private sectors are not going to be successful as much as they are cooperating with the government sectors. So you are, as a private sector, you make these technologies and applications, and who will be the end user? At some point, there has to be some government, industrial, or some government. It's a sharing and joining game between both sectors.
It's a public-private partnerships.
Public-private partnership, as you said, yes. So moving into all these adding value from the 5G into our industry, there will be some risk. There will be some threats that we need to look at. And as you mentioned, cybersecurity is another field and another environment that we need to look at. And probably you have more examples.
So basically, my strategy always, and I like to go for a safe digital transformation. I don't like to go, let's say, connectivity as a standalone, digital transformation as standalone. Cybersecurity became a challenges or a barrier for accelerating the business success. Here, from the holistic view of the cybersecurity and the 5G network, where I can't perceive it or can I take it, I take it as an ecosystem of things. The ecosystem of things coming from the idea or initiations of the concept. Here we putting things together. What do we need? What is the digital transformation scope that we are looking for? What are the components? 5G on the connectivity is part of it. Then once we go live of the project, majority of the corporate, they don't consider the cybersecurity a part of the initiations or the design or the concept design of the solution. Because they want to accelerate the business revenue, return of investment,
Of course.
and so on, to meeting the business objective. However, jeopardizing the security, there is a consequences either from the company perceptions, data, and the data you cannot value it as a kind of asset. You cannot the value of it. You cannot value or it be tangible by numbers, because infinite I can see it. So we take the thing.
Can I add one more
Yes, sir.
element to this, Dr. Mohammed? I guess leadership, decision makers are one of the challenges and elements that involve in taking part of responsibility.
Which is very important part, because if there is no leadership vision, you cannot take things to the next level. So this is let's say a key pillar of the safe digital transformation success. So whenever you are hearing a smart city or cognitive city transforming to smart city and cognitive city, or the safe city as well, you'll find the 5G already associated to them. So that means we cannot use the 5G or the 4G network for the smart city and cognitive city, or just only because of the speed, that's why we use it for the smart and safe city, also the cognitive, or the security elements of the 5G, that's why we are adopting it to the smart city, cognitive, and the safe city as well.
I believe talking about the safe city and using the 5G, it's connected to each other. You cannot separate 5G from the safe city. If you are talking about the safe city, what are the elements and aspects of safe city?
Cameras, sensors, street lights, speed
Everything
cameras.
supposed to be smart,
Connected,
yes?
correct.
Most of these technologies supposed to be smart. IoT devices supposed to be smart.
Correct.
So when we are talking about connecting, for example, the alarm system at houses and complexes, condos, we are talking about what kind of the network and the connections that it needs to be connected to the security agency or to the police department or to the fire departments.
Exactly.
Are we still going to use the old telecommunication?
No.
The 2G, 3G, or even some coaxial cables? No.
No.
This is when we need to adopt the 5G technologies.
Agree with you, because we need to provide real data in real situations.
Yes, we are talking about the
accurate
security
manner,
and the safety
adequately.
of the nation and the people.
Correct.
When we are also, another example, talking about the live streaming.
Second makes a huge difference.
Indeed. When we are talking about the live streaming, 4G, as I mentioned before, if you go and do yourself all these experiments on downloading and uploading, the live streaming cameras needs a huge bandwidth, and this is one of the features of 5G technology when it gives you a wonderful bandwidth that you can use in live streaming. You don't need to do live streaming 24/7, but there are some certain areas and places and locations that has to be 24/7 live streaming, controlling and monitored by security agencies.
Thank you, Dr. Hamad. As supporting to the information that you have provided, if you look to the any standard from business continuity standard or information security standard, let's take the BS 25999 or ISO 22301 related to the business continuity. The first statement or clause or control on it, it talks about people life, people safety. So anything that related to the people life that needs to be associated with the world-class technology that makes sure that people life is protected, and that's why smart city, it's connected, it depends on the connected data, connected assets, connected, let's say, devices from the IoT and multiple system, and that system is serving the nation, serving the citizen, and because the core purpose of the smart city to be a livable city.
Absolutely.
And livability coming from the integrated data and integrated system with the high speed networking, which is based on the 5G network. And the transforming from the smart city to the cognitive city, and where the cognitive city is based on the learning from the people behavior or citizen behavior, which require huge computing power, connectivity in order to work with the generated data from the systems in order to convert it from the challenge to the opportunity, and from the opportunity to a solutions for nation safety, citizen happiness, as well as accelerate the innovations within the city, because this is key pillars or of the transformations and accelerations.
The most, as you said, the most important components of life aspect is the human and the people. And I just would like, I guess we are running out of time a little bit, so would like to add the end statement of this wonderful techcast talks. The most successful governments and countries around the globe, it's the governments or the nations who are focusing on the people as a first step.
UAE is the pioneer on this.
Indeed.
That's why cybersecurity, one of the key elements in each and single solution, is being deployed. That's why you'll find the UAE, one of the few around the globe, when they're doing digital transformation, they don't do it just for the sake of digital transformation, but they make it for happiness of the citizen, to accelerate the success and the innovation, as well as to have a world class of the services and being an AI government. And this comes not because of the digital transformation only, because they are following a safe digital transformation, which is combining the digital transformation with all the cybersecurity aspects. So here I would like to raise a discussion with you from the 5G perspective. How is it secured? What is the role of the cybersecurity implementation and adoption within the 5G, as well as how it helps to be a safe digital transformation or safe digital city based on the 5G infrastructure?
It's a huge questions and very heavy, I guess.
We don't want to take it from the small
talking about
ending.
Implementing the cybersecurity into a safe city that supported 5G. I guess as much as we are doing in 5G and the safe city, the bad guys are always getting very benefits from the 5G when it comes into any attacks. It's supporting them into the speed and the bandwidth as well. But we have seen lately most of the initiatives that comes from the cybersecurity perspective and environment, all these hackathons events that's happening around, as much as the cybersecurity private companies that are coming along with all these events on cybersecurity happening, just to spread the awareness and the knowledge and information about the cybersecurity and how does it implemented into our safe city. And we have seen a lot of initiatives and marketing proposals from the police departments in United Arab Emirates, as much as Abu Dhabi Police Department and Dubai Police Department, whenever they are giving a message and awareness of the cybersecurity risk that will impact all the society levels, starting from the young age all the way to the elderly people, whoever are using the service from the digital platform such as STEM or even Smart Dubai.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hamad. I don't want to end this discussion, but we are limited with the time. It's our constraints. It's lovely information. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for the discussion and the valuable information that you have provided. I'm pretty sure you and I, our target and mission is to spread the knowledge and the experience that we are having to the other generations, to the other people. Even yes, we have not discussed any deep dive on the topic. We'll take it from 360 view. However, I think in the future we can take this podcast into series and we'll take it topic by topic to dig down and deep dive on the information to spread knowledge and experience as much as we can. Thank you very much, Dr. Hamad, for your time. Looking forward for the future discussions.
Thank you, and have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
TechCast, powered by QNA Marcom, demystifying technology, one episode at a time.